The internet is exploding after a shocking and mysterious clip allegedly connected to Lil Durk's ongoing murder investigation suddenly leaked, and it's going viral at lightning speed. This isn't just another rumor circulating on social media. The footage, which some claim ties directly to a 2022 murder-for-hire plot, is now at the center of intense speculation and growing concern. The video is short, but its implications are massive. It appears to show key details that federal authorities might have been keeping under wraps until now. Lil Durk, already under the microscope due to serious federal charges, is now facing a whole new level of public scrutiny.
You know, he's looking at a lifetime. They came at it with 20 years a day, I would urge him to take it. If he was to walk away from it, it'd be probably after a conviction and in form of an appeal. They really don't come tap you on the shoulder and get you unless they feel like, I believe they got a 97, 98% conviction rate. It's still that 2 or 3 percentile people that walk.
The timing of this leak is no coincidence. With prosecutors steadily building their case, some believe this footage was released intentionally to stir the pot, shift the narrative, or possibly send a message. Others argue it's just the tip of the iceberg in a much larger and darker operation. Social media platforms are buzzing. Some fans are defending Durk, saying the footage proves nothing. Others insist it confirms long-standing suspicions about his alleged involvement in street-level retaliation. As legal analysts and online detectives dissect every frame, one thing is clear: the court of public opinion is already in session. In this video, we're breaking down what the leaked clip actually shows, how it fits into the timeline of the federal case, and what it could mean for Lil Durk's future. Get ready, because what this footage reveals is far more wild than anyone expected. Now, what exactly is inside this mountain of evidence? Could the newly surfaced material be real or just courtroom bluffing? Is it actually admissible in court? And above all, the biggest question on everyone's mind, could Lil Durk actually face the electric chair if convicted in both murder-for-hire plots? Let's break down what's going on, starting with the alleged Chicago hit that's shocked even those closely following the case. For those unfamiliar with the deeper case details, Lil Durk, real name Durk Derek Banks, was arrested in October 2024 in Florida on serious federal charges connected to an alleged murder-for-hire scheme targeting rapper Quando Rondo. Then, during a detention hearing on December 12, 2024, federal prosecutors hit the courtroom with another bombshell. They linked Durk to a second murder-for-hire, this one uncharged, and connected to a Chicago homicide from 2022.
I feel like even if he snitch, he can't get up out of it. If they got him like that, I feel like even if he tell right now, he can't.
One day before Durk's scheduled detention hearing in Los Angeles for his unrelated murder-for-hire charges involving Quando Rondo. And the details inside that document are explosive. The warrant, backed by an affidavit from FBI Special Agent Thomas Callahan, states that after D-Thang's death, Durk was allegedly offering payment to anyone willing to kill those connected to the murder. More disturbingly, the affidavit claims Durk offered money for the death of any member of the Gangster Disciples, the Chicago gang believed to be responsible for D-Thang's killing. One faction in particular, Smash V, is allegedly tied to D-Thang's murder. And Stefan Mack, the victim in the 2022 homicide, was reportedly running a set affiliated with Smash V. The feds are alleging that Mack's death was no coincidence. It was a direct payback hit, ordered by Durk as part of an escalating street war. But what really escalates things is the evidence now on record. The feds say they have text messages indicating money was exchanged, phone record analysis linking Durk to Montgomery Wilson and Powell, and tips from confidential informants pointing to a money-for-murder arrangement. Even more troubling, social media posts referencing the payment. One post, those lines are now being viewed not just as rap bars, but as potentially self-incriminating statements. Federal investigators are treating Durk's lyrics in Aha as more than just music. To them, it's practically a confession in plain sight, a coded message admitting retaliation for D-Thang's murder, with Stefan Mack as the target. This mirrors tactics prosecutors are using in Durk's Los Angeles murder-for-hire case, where lyrics are also being used as evidence. That's raising major concerns in hip-hop circles. Artists and civil rights advocates warn this could be a slippery slope where creative expression is misused in court. Still, federal agents aren't backing off. They're even claiming to possess photographic evidence showing Durk alongside Montgomery Wilson, one of the accused triggermen in Mac's murder.
When you said that to Durk, what was his response to you?
He said, you know what? He said, somebody just came in my house. How do they know exactly what the address is? I don't know my address. No.
That argument was enough for U.S. Magistrate Judge Patricia Donahue, who denied Durk's request for a $3 million bond, choosing instead to keep him detained while he awaits trial. Legal experts are now raising concerns about the court's decision to allow uncharged conduct to be used in bond hearings. It opens the door to speculation and bias in pretrial rulings, potentially tipping the scales against defendants who haven't been formally indicted for that specific behavior. This also leaves the door wide open for future charges. The Stefan Mack investigation is still very much alive, and if prosecutors decide to file, Durk could be looking at an even more severe legal battle. Beyond Durk's personal situation, the Mack case highlights a broader issue. Chicago's gang crisis continues to spiral. The gangster disciples, particularly the Smash V subset, have been linked to repeated shootings, retaliation plots, and street-level warfare across the south side of Chicago. It's a backdrop of violence that federal agents say connects directly to the motive behind Mac's death. The gang landscape in Chicago is complex and volatile, with multiple factions, like Smashville, operating across different neighborhoods. These internal structures often lead to infighting, while also fueling external conflicts with rival crews. In the alleged case between D-Thang's associates and the people connected to Stefan Mack, we see how deeply rooted these tensions run. The fact that Mack was killed outside a youth peace center is a tragic twist, underscoring how even community safe zones are not immune to this violence. What makes the allegations against Lil Durk even more alarming is how they blur the line between his music business and potential gang affiliations. Prosecutors are now publicly arguing that OTF, Only the Family, operates as more than a record label, claiming it doubles as a structured criminal enterprise. If proven, this claim would move Durk's legal troubles into RICO territory, placing him in serious jeopardy. Another focal point in this growing legal storm is the use of rap lyrics as courtroom evidence. Critics of the tactics say prosecutors are taking what is often fictional or exaggerated storytelling and twisting it into literal confession. This method disproportionately targets rap artists, particularly those in the drill scene, where graphic imagery is often more stylistic than factual. And this controversy sits at the core of Durk's legal fight. His attorneys argue that his lyrics are art, not testimony, and that using them as criminal evidence misrepresents the creative culture of hip-hop. The situation also raises broader legal questions about free speech and artistic intent. To fully understand the scope of the allegations and how this entire legal situation has snowballed, we need to rewind back to the original murder-for-hire charges in Los Angeles, the case that ignited this federal spotlight on Lil Durk. His legal team recently filed a game-changing motion, challenging the validity of core evidence that prosecutors are relying on. Durk, long seen as one of the most influential voices in street rap, now finds himself caught between his image as a gritty, authentic storyteller and a growing list of federal suspicions suggesting he may be more than just a voice for the streets, possibly a participant in street-level violence himself. But once the news of Lil Durk's arrest became public, the honors he'd earned were quickly stripped away. In Broadview, Illinois, where he had recently been recognized for his community work, Mayor Katrina Thompson wasted no time issuing a public statement. She didn't mince words, saying, "While the American system of justice grants everyone the presumption of innocence, in the village of Broadview, the court of public opinion holds even higher moral and ethical standards." Just like that, the village officially cut ties with Durk and his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. For Durk, This wasn't just a symbolic loss. It was a direct hit to the public image he had worked so hard to reshape. His Neighborhood Heroes Foundation has been central to that mission, serving as a vehicle to highlight his role as a community leader and youth advocate. His career has always been a balancing act between the raw, street-coded narratives of drill music and his newer efforts to inspire social progress. In his 2023 Grammy-winning track All My Life, he rapped openly about wanting to change his image. Since then, he's launched youth events, partnered with corporations like Bank of America, and spotlighted issues like financial literacy through his foundation. But now, that legacy is on the brink. While his core fan base remains loyal, the institutions that once stood behind him may not be so quick to support him, with federal agents involved and new allegations stacking up. What comes next for Lil Durk is uncertain, but the stakes have never been higher. If you made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth breakdowns like this. And for even more details about this unfolding case, click the video on your screen now.